Hello again, thanks for your company. Well, the tension and excitement is building as we approach the All Flag State League Championship Grand Final. Florida Athena are there after beating Bayswater City in the major semi-final at the weekend. Hard to believe for a team who finished at 9th on the table last season, but for the league winners, it's not over yet. They'll take on Sorrento in the preliminary final this weekend. The Goals knocking off Perth SC in the minor semi-final. We'll have the highlights from those matches a little later on the show. Plus, we'll catch up with Sorrento star Johny Mirco in what could be his last game after announcing his plans to retire. And Football 360 goes deep inside one of WA's oldest clubs with a rich Scottish migrant background. But first, before we get to all of that, the Beckenham Angels is one club on the verge of creating history. After winning the Night Series competition earlier this year, we were there to watch them claim the Women's Premier League title. But for this club, that's not enough. They're determined to go one step further and claim the State Cup against arch rivals, the Northern Redbacks.
Beckenham Angels is the only all-women's football club south of the river. We were formed in 2000 specifically to pursue elite football and also social football. We've always been part of this premier competition.
Talking about 2012, it's been, I guess, a highlight year.
Yeah, look, it's been a combination of several years. It's a good mix of senior and young players, but you know, these girls have put in the work, especially in the last 2 years under Jason Washington King, and they deserve full credit, but the job's not finished. We've got a cup final in 2 weeks' time.
Winning the league today, how significant is it for the club and for the girls?
It's enormous for the club. It's enormous for women's football in this part of the world, because in Perth this is the most underrepresented area. So between Queen's Park and ourselves, we're the only premier clubs in this southeast corner. So this is really important for the Beckenham Angels, and it's reward for effort, and that's what we've been telling the girls for the last 2 years.
I think it's really exciting for the girls. They've worked very hard, but it's been a long time coming. The club's been going for about 12 years. A lot of people have done a lot of hard work to get there, so it's been good. So this year we've won the Night Series. Obviously we won the league today, and hopefully we play the Cup against Redbacks in 2 weeks' time, and hopefully we'll win that. So that was our goal at the start of the year, was to win all three. We'd be the first team ever to do that. So hopefully we'll see how we go. We've got a great committee, great volunteers at the club, great players. We've got exceptional players, and both we've got a premier squad of 30-odd players, and you know that's the first team in the reserves, and they've all contributed to this win for this team, I think, today. So it's been good. Very proud.
1, 2, 3, Angels!
What does today mean for you and the club?
Oh, it's huge. From a couple of girls that are the only ones left over, being here, how many years going from getting beaten 5, 6, 7, 10-0 to coming to this is a lot of hard work, and it's definitely worth it. Yep. We've tried to keep stepping it up a gear as we go throughout the season, and we've been lucky with having a depth of players and those kind of things, so we've been doing really well and kept stepping it up a gear game after game, and hopefully we're finishing off at the end of the season.
Congratulations, girls, 2012 Premier League champions.
There you go.
Well done.
On a personal level, being the captain of a premiership winning side, what does it mean for you?
Oh, it's a fantastic feeling. I couldn't ask for anything better at the moment, so the girls get along so well. It's the best bunch of girls to play with, so it makes it even better.
Only a couple of weeks away, you've got the Cup. Is that another incentive to sort of get the trifecta?
Oh, definitely. We're trying to prepare and get up to that extra level as well, because Redbacks are a tough team, so we'll need to give our best to beat them.
You're watching Football 360. On the eve of their centenary celebrations, Benenden Caledonians is one club aiming to reclaim its place in WA history. After folding nearly a decade ago, the club has since bounced back and is vying to reclaim its spot in top-flight football.
They were officially formed in 1913, officially started playing in the league then. And they were only formed because or migrants in that days. There was a lot of Scots guys, and they decided to form a team, hence the name Caledonians. They started in Fremantle, and they played there for a long time, a lot of years, won a lot of trophies over the years. Then they decided they were going to move further up here, so they came up to Bassendean.
So what led to the demise and I guess the fall from grace, which led to the club folding in 2004, 2005?
Two things really. One, you were always struggling for, say, finances. If you want to attract players to keep yourself in the Premier League, you've got to have major sponsors, and we were always running a fine line between that. Then the year 2004-2005, somebody had put a thing on the web page to say that the Calies had folded and the Shire had taken the ground back. The major contributor to the problem we had was this posting on the web page that a lot of players had read and signed up with other clubs. You had to then phone up the governing body and say we were unable to field 3 teams, and we just had to leave the league. So at the moment they're running 3 men's teams, 2 ladies teams, and they've still got an average of about 280, 300 kids.
Well, Kelly's, it all started for me probably when I first came to the country, going back about 35 years ago. Played all my juniors through here, and then I played a bit of Saturdays through work commitments. I ended up going and play amateurs. We decided to form the amateurs to try and get the club back to the Saturday League one day in the future. The club obviously has got a great history. Goes back nearly 100 years now, as of next year. And I mean, I remember times when I've come down here as a junior and under the croft over there, places packed shoulder to shoulder, which was fantastic. And they're the memories I have from the club. And one day, hopefully, we can see the club back to where it should be. Well, at this point in time, I guess the aim is to grow the juniors back and get the juniors back to where they should be. Obviously, the numbers aren't too strong at the juniors, but they're growing again. The aim is to get the club back to Saturdays. Whether it's in the near future, as in 2 years or a year, that's up to the committee. Our job as the amateur level is to try and get ourselves as high as we can into the Premier Division, try and keep growing each year, and hopefully win some titles, and then one day be back in the Saturday League.
And lots of imports, so to speak, people from Ireland and the UK all over. Yep. I guess is it a home away from home?
Yeah, it is really. I mean, everyone's in the same boat really. No one's, well, most people are from here, but we've got a few that aren't. So everyone just sort of helps each other out and you get to know people, so it's a good thing to be involved in.
What's the best thing about playing for Caledonians?
Just the enjoyment of it really. For me, I've been out for 2 years, so it's just nice to get back, playing a full season, no injuries or anything like that. It's fitness. Like I said, it's a family club we get involved in. We have nights out, we have venues and that up here. So it's a good club to be involved with, and that's what I enjoy about it.
Dodd can't find him, across it comes, it's in! Perth Glory draw first one in the grand final. And Smelts is back on for Perth. He's prolific goal scorer in the A-League era. Amazing scenes at Suncorp Stadium. Snaffled up by Van der Brink, and then down goes Berisha, penalty! Brisbane Roar! And Berisha score! That should never have been a penalty.
There were 2 big games at the weekend, the major and minor semi-finals. Let's take a look at the highlights first between Bayswater and Floreat Athena.
On the hour mark of the major semi-final, Bayswater City won a free kick, and up stepped Gustavo Giron Maralunda, who lifted the ball over the wall, over Brad Effie and into the back of the net to give Bayswater the lead. In the 75th minute, Floreat won a free kick which was floated into the box. Bobby Wilson went to ground following an ill-timed challenge from Andy Riali, and Floreat had a penalty. Up stepped Mark Pritchard, who sent Papalia the wrong way and emphatically pulled Floreat level. Buoyed by that goal, Floreat went in search of a second. John Brooks burst over halfway and turned the Bayswater defence with his pass to Cavallo, who, running away from goal, hit a left-foot strike that left Papalia a mere spectator. Floreat had the lead. In injury time, it was Benny Cavallo who burst forward for Floreat. He fed Heaney, whose initial shot was blocked by Papalia, but Heaney was first to the rebound and calmly passed the ball into the net to seal a place in the grand final for Floreat.
Massive turnaround from the last time you played here, 6-0, 3-1 up. You must be feeling fantastic. Through to the grand final. What are the preparations going to be like now?
Oh, like I said before, I'm a bit of a superstitious type of guy, and nothing's going to change, and things will stay the same. And yeah, we look forward to hopefully getting 3 players back for the grand final. But it's going to be hard for anyone to get dislodged out of this squad at the moment, the way the boys are going. So, you know, congratulations to them again.
After a frenetic opening stanza in the minor semi-final between Sorrento and Perth, Ryan Pearson looked to launch an attack for Sorrento when he was fouled. Referee David Costello played a good advantage as the ball went to Vitilia. Perth's defence backed off, so he shot from the edge of the box. Dunn's dive was in vain and Sorrento had an early lead. After a period of sustained pressure, Perth did get an equaliser. Sorrento cleared a corner only as far as Josh Pereira, who burst forward, rode one challenge and hit a low shot just out of the reach of Aston. Yet just 3 minutes later they lost their lead. Sorrento hit a long crossfield pass picking out Jason Mirco, who picked out Johny Mirco in the box. He tried to lay the ball into the path of Vitilia, but Perth's defenders missed the ball and Vitilia prodded it home. In the 81st minute, Gavin Knight added a third for Sorrento, following a wonderful run and cross by Jason Mirco down the right. Knight was gifted the easiest of goals, with Martino staying on his line. Sorrento will now face Bayswater City at Frank Drago Reserve with kick-off at 2:30.
Okay, thanks for joining us, Andreas. Your final game ever in the State League. How are you feeling?
A bit emotional. Still haven't sunk in. I think when I finish, be still itchy to play, but I think the injuries and these, and I'm just mentally exhausted. So, but I gave it all, and I thought it was a great game today.
So not feeling great now, but obviously a great career and a great stint at Perth as well. Give us some highlights of your career.
Oh, it was enjoyable. Working with Graham Normanton, playing with great players who've moved on, like Nikito played in the World Cup and Todd Howard played for Glory, same as Jamie. It was just great. I enjoyed it and I'm just going to remember for the rest of my life.
You're watching Football 360. Well, as I mentioned earlier, Florida Athena have earned a grand final spot. Who is going to join them? We're about to find out. Will it be Sorrento or will it be Bayswater City SC? Paul Price from Sorrento, welcome to Football 360 once again. You're a bit of a regular guest on this show, aren't you?
Well, you've been down here a few times, so you're a bit of a good omen.
Now tell me, serious business now this weekend, Paul, against Bayswater City. You've knocked off Perth at the weekend, as we mentioned earlier, but this is obviously a do or die for you guys if you want to make it to the grand final.
Yeah, for both teams. We did have a bit of a lapse since the cup final. I think there was a bit of a hangover. So it was nice to play well. Perth played well as well, and it was a very good game, and we've got through that. Obviously, Bayswater now are in the same situation as us. They've got to win it to go through.
Bayswater, they're going to be wanting to come back with a vengeance after losing to Athena 3-1. It's no easy task.
It's not an easy task. It's a one-off game, and we've played there a few times, and whatever pitch they play here or we play down there, we're going to go for it, and hopefully we're going to get through. You know, we're very confident that we can do the job. MacDonald and Harnwell have been used up front when the chips are down. Is that something that you're going to resort to if things are tough on the weekend? Sometimes you have to do what's best. Yeah, certainly. If in the last 15 minutes we were losing and we needed to score a goal and things weren't going very well, which they weren't when we were down at Bayswater, if we'd have been looking like scoring a goal, then we might not have done that. But hey, it worked. So it's up to them to be able to combat it. Look, it could go either way. Bayswater have got some decent players, and so, but we're very confident. So that's all I can say. And we're going to be, we want to get through to the grand final.
He was last year's joint gold medal winner and played at least more than 400 games. Sorrento star Johny Mirco joins me now. Johny, welcome to Football 360. You've announced plans to retire possibly at this weekend if it's your last game. Obvious question, why?
Just family reasons and work commitments, but generally just because it's time, So I think it's time to call it a day. This is my 18th season in the Premier League, so yeah, it should be my last. So hopefully we can go out with a bang.
Talk to me about the highlights of your career. Talk to us about championships, premierships, cups.
Yeah, I've won the league with Fremantle City. I've actually won the cup early days with Delhi's, but I didn't actually get on in the final, which was a bit disappointing. But yeah, did it a couple of weeks ago with Sorrento, so that was probably a big reason why I'm calling it a day. Just finishing on a good note, and after last season, it was great to get recognised in the league as an individual award as well. So yeah, as for club and individual, I'm reasonably happy.
This club made it to the grand final last year. Are you hoping to be part of that championship success?
For sure, yeah. I mean, to finish with a premiership would be definitely the way to go out. You know, that's what I come to this club for, to try and win things. So yeah, so hopefully that can work out for us.
Playing alongside, I think it's your second cousin, Jason Mirco. He's been quite an industrious player as well this year. Certainly brought no shame to the name. No. How pivotal has he been in the team this year?
Look, he's been one of our best players. He's fantastic. His pace, he can score, he can cross both feet. So yeah, and he's definitely got the strength as well. So he's a fantastic player, and he'll be one to watch in the future. On a more philosophical front, what's the best thing about football for you? For me, scoring and yeah, just enjoying the mates, the atmosphere, and yeah, just the Saturday mornings, preparing all Saturday for the game, and just yeah, looking forward to that Saturday and just getting ready.
All right, well, congratulations, Johnny, on a marvellous career that spanned almost 2 decades. We wish you all the best, and hopefully that you can come away with a win and see you again in the grand final against Floreat.
Thank you very much.
And that wraps up another busy Webisode of Football 360 this week. You'll see us again next week. Who will join Floreat in the grand final? Will it be Sorrento or will it be Bayswater City? We'll find out this time next week. Until then, it's bye for now.